Good morning, dear children. In this module, we'll discuss the rest of the graphical representations of the data in the chapter Presentation of Data. The next graphical representation is frequency polygon. So, children, previously we have discussed about the frequency curve, and you have to understand the difference between the frequency curve and the frequency polygon is the frequency polygon is joining all the midpoints of the class intervals using the straight line, whereas in the frequency curve using our free hand, it's a free hand curve. That is, through the curves we joined all the midpoints of the particular classes. So that is only the difference of the frequency curve and the frequency polygon. Here variables are taken along the x-axis and its frequencies are represented on the y-axis, and the class frequencies are plotted against the class mid values, and all these pointed are joined by the straight line, and the figure so obtained is the frequency polygon. So here in this, children, the test scores are given, and those who have gained the test scores, their frequencies are given along the OY axis. And here we can see the what is here? Yes, that is all the midpoints of the particular classes are joined using a straight line. So such a straight line curve is known as the frequency polygon curve. So that is the difference between the frequency curve and the frequency polygon. And the total area under the frequency curve represents the total frequencies. So that area under the frequency polygon represents the total frequencies. Here we can see, using the schedules, they have drawn the frequency polygons. Here we can see that the schedule shows the annual salaries of 100 office workers in company A. Children, you have to understand the salaries of the workers are given in this schedule, and the ranges of the different salaries and its corresponding frequencies are given in this schedule. So here in the first column and the first row, we can see those who are in between 5,000 and 10,000. That is above 5,000 and below 10,000. How many workers are there? 5 workers are there. The next one is the salaries above 10,000 and below 15,000. How many workers are there? 53 workers are there. So forthcoming, we can see that the number of workers and its corresponding frequencies are given in the schedule. And we have to plot all these points in the graph. So here the variables are given in the which axis? It is in the OX axis, and the frequencies are given along the OY axis. And I told you that the first value is, what is that, above 5,000 and below 10,000. How many were there? 5 were there. So we have plotted the first point in 5. And between 10,000 and 15,000, how many were there? 53 were there. So we have marked the point 53 for that class interval. And yes, other points are also in that same manner. Between 15 to 20,000 and between 20 to 25,000 and between 25,000 to 30,000. How many workers are there? Yes. So according to that class intervals, the corresponding frequencies are plotted against that. And if we join all the, yes, the points of the frequencies using a straight line, we'll be able to what? Yes, draw the frequency polygon. So this is the graphical representation of the frequency polygon. So children, I hope the graphical representation as well as the frequency polygon is clear for you. Next, we'll discuss about the Ogives. This is the fourth graphical representation of the data. And you have to understand that the ogives are drawn on the basis of the cumulative frequencies. So cumulative frequencies means, yes, we have previously done in our last chapter how to form the cumulative frequencies, isn't it? Yes, so all the succeeding frequencies are in the additive form. The cumulative means, yes, added to that present to the succeeding values, and to find out the cumulative frequencies values. Yes, so in that manner we have to form the cumulative frequencies, and if we plot all the values of the cumulative frequencies, and if we draw a curve, that is actually a ogive. So Ogives is a smooth graph with cumulative frequencies, and its abbreviated form is capital CF, and it is plotted against the values of the variables. So it's a smooth graph with cumulative frequencies. So the only thing you have to remember about the ogives are, we have to form the cumulative frequency values, and using the cumulative frequency values we have to draw the ogives, as if the class limits are taken along the x-axis and CF, that cumulative frequency values are along the y-axis. And two types of ogives are there. Which are they? Less than cumulative frequencies and greater than cumulative frequencies. So that is less than CF and it is known as greater than CF. So these are the two cumulative frequency values, and if we plot that values in a graph, here children, we can see the graphical representation of ogives. So here also the variables are marked, or the class limits are marked along the OX axis, and its corresponding frequencies are along the OY axis. And we want to plot the cumulative frequency values found out for each class limits. And if we join, yes, I told you that two types of ogives are there. That is less than CF and more than CF. less than cumulative frequency values and more than cumulative frequencies. So in this diagram we can see both the curves are drawn. That is, according to the values of the less than cumulative frequencies and the values of the more than cumulative frequencies, that if we plot and if we join all these points, we'll be able to derive the Ogives. So this is the manner how we have to derive an ogive through the graphical representation. So children, the only thing you have to remember while constructing the ogives are, that is, to form the cumulative frequency values. So children, I hope this session related to the explanation of the frequency, polygon and the ogives are clear for you. Thank you children for watching this video.